Every angle covered. Yep, they're coming. You too. Spartan Shield.
So we got several officers staging on the inside of the East Precinct building right here. We got several protesters assaulting the front doors of the precinct. There's a lot of spray paint graffiti now. Officers have been on the ORAD several times declaring criminal activity. I think protesters have only been here for about maybe 20 minutes or so. The officers had staged on the inside of those doors. But it looks like, well, they're still inside watching the protesters. Go for a little walk around. This is the north side of the building. They've already taken precautions to board up the building, which has been hit with graffiti. I've never been here before. It's kind of an interesting place. It's like kind of like an apartment complex that this building's a part of. We got the car barricade set up over here on the north side of 107th. A couple of trash dumpster barricades set up. Oh, those look like nice new dumpsters. We've got ACLU here, we've got green hats from the NLG. A lot of medics. Seems like a lot of community support, a lot of car support here tonight. Definitely a good crowd of at least 300 to 400, I would guess. Trying to get it from afar so you can't see people, but like, yeah, most of them are licensed medics. A lot of them are like from OHSU, from what I understand. A lot of them are EMTs and nurses and things like that in their professional lives. Oh yeah, there's definitely a hammer being used against the glass panes on the front of the building.
There are no police.
Copy that, Lumico. I definitely do my best. Yeah, there is certainly a responsibility amongst protesters that if they want to remain anonymous, it's kind of up to them to anonymize themselves and to take precautions for their own sake. Because the fact of the matter is there's a lot of eyes on the ground and not everybody is conscious of respecting the desire of anonymity. And so just regardless of what action you're doing, if you want to remain anonymous, you need to take steps to make yourself so.
I ain't scared of no cop.
The LRAD is instructing people to move to the north. Sounds like the LRAD is announcing from the south end of 107th, down over yonder ways. This has been declared a riot, according to the LRAD. Still don't know what their justification is for declaring a riot versus a non-lawful assembly, but really it definitely seems to be the harsher of the two. We're not really sure. I've been told that there's like not too many places for them to come at us, so I guess this garage is a good bet. Yeah, I think the hammer might have something to do with that.
Crowd control agents and or impact weapons. This is the Portland Police Bureau. To those outside East Precinct, this gathering has been declared a riot. All persons near East Precinct need to leave by traveling to the north.
Someone's utilizing the green laser against the vehicle hosting the LRAD.
Immediately. Failure to comply with this order may subject you to citation or arrest, and may subject you to the use of crowd control agents and or impact weapons.
Well, there's definitely glass being broken right now. They're pretty, I mean, that glass is really quite shatterproof. That guy was going at it for a long time. Made some dents, but didn't break the window. I mean, it's definitely like spiderweb. We are in Northeast Portland, actually. I'm the Portland correspondent. Looks like the LRAD vehicle maybe backed up a little bit. Hard to say where the police would come from if they want, when they want to disperse.
This is the Portland Police Bureau. This gathering has been declared a riot.
If I had to guess, I would say they would come from the south.
Precinct need to leave by traveling north. Failure to comply with this order may subject you to citation or arrest.
We're
And may
expecting
subject
people to
you to the
leave to
use
the
of crowd
north.
control agents,
The north is
CS
that way?
gas, and or impact weapons. This is the Portland Police Bureau. This gathering has been declared a riot. All persons near each precinct need to leave by traveling north. Failure to comply with this order may subject you to citation or arrest, and may subject you to the use of crowd control agents, CS gas, and or impact weapons.
Yeah, I've got, I don't have press written on me anywhere other than my press pass, but when things get hairy, you know, I hold my press pass out, just so hopefully they don't arrest me, but, you know, as we've learned, they don't really care, and if anything, it actually is making you more of a target these days. Just saw another cruiser roll past behind that one. But yeah, as long like when things are going down and the police are pushing, you know, it totally depends on who the officer is that's like immediately in front of you, because that there are some officers that do just consistently abuse their power and are on that ego trip, and so they don't care if you're press or not. They will definitely harass you regardless of your credentials or whatnot. But there are other officers that aren't quite so rude about it. And they'll recognize you as press and kind of pass you by as long as you don't actively interrupt them in what they're doing. So I just do my best to kind of, you know, maintain a safe distance when I can. Comply with their orders if they're telling me to move somewhere. There are some times when you have to kind of be like, actually, I'm allowed to be here, when, you know, like police are trying to prevent you from filming something and they're trying to move you like far away from the area. And you're like, no, you have plenty of room to do your job. And I'm allowed to film here. I've been dragged out of an area. A few weeks ago downtown, a cop grabbed me by the backpack and like dragged me away from the scene so that I couldn't film an arrest. Even though I was giving them plenty of room to do so. And that was a pretty blatant violation, but wasn't too much I could do about it in the moment. I certainly wasn't going to resist.
Outside East Precinct, this gathering has been declared a riot. All persons near East Precinct need to leave by traveling to the north. You are ordered to disperse immediately. Failure to comply with this order may subject you to citation or arrest, and may subject you to the use of crowd control agents, tear gas, and or impact weapons. This is the Portland Police Bureau. To those outside East Precinct, this gathering has been declared a riot. All persons near East Precinct need to leave by traveling to the north. You are ordered to disperse immediately. Failure to comply with this order may subject you to citation or arrest, and may subject you to the use of crowd control agents, tear gas, and or impact weapons. This is the Portland Police Bureau. To those outside East Precinct, this gathering has been declared a riot. All persons near East Precinct need to leave by traveling to the north. You are ordered to disperse immediately. Failure to comply with this order may subject you to citation or arrest, and may subject you to the use of crowd control agents, tear gas, and or impact weapons.
Is it getting hot in there, piggies? Better come on out.
So this woman's a resident, and she's clearly very, very upset that this is happening and was actively trying to physically stop it from happening, but she's fairly old, elderly. But she was blocked by several protesters. Not aggressively, they just formed a line of bodies and prevented her from approaching, which it definitely was not safe for her to be approaching. There's a fire now lit, lots of potential risks there. And the law enforcement has definitely monitored all the streams that they can. No doubt about that. There's so many people filming, and they've got their own cameras, although protesters did attempt to disable a number of the surveillance cameras out in front of the building, but I think that these ones right here are probably sufficient enough to give them a good idea of what's going on. And also, I'm concerned that the protesters are right at the front door. I'm pretty sure that law enforcement inside the building knows exactly what they're doing. And here comes the riot again. And shit's about to go down. Rather, protesters take the first shot.
Don't run.
Protesters are retreating into the parking lot to the east of the building.
Disperse to the north now. Move to the north now.
Cop just walked right by a peaceful protester sitting in the middle of the road. And cue the Imperial Death March.
Disperse to the north now. Move to the north.
Tear gas being deployed. Oh, that flashbang went off underneath this car. Here comes the full rush. Officers have set up their riot line on the corner of, I believe it's 107th and Washington.
I'm not asking you how your feelings are hurt, bitch. I'm asking you which way to go. Shit. No, I can't go that way. Don't hurt me. I have a concussion from that last time. I'm not doing it again. I don't give a fuck. Arrest me. At least I'm not a weirdo. Arrest me. Arrest me. What's your name? What?
Sorry?
Okay. Do you have video of they starting the arson?
No, I don't.
You don't have video of the arson?
No, I was on the other side when that started. Looks like we've got multiple arrests here. Did you guys get his name? The one with like the wild blonde hair that just got walked away?
All I could get was Christopher.
Okay, yeah, I got pretty good video of the arrest, but I didn't get his name.
Okay, because he was hurt.
No, he was? Yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely hurt.
I'll send the footage in tonight. Okay, I'm going to fall back to where protesters are confronting the lines of riot cops over here. So kettling is when they attempt to kind of pinch a crowd of people from both ends. So if you have like a crowd of protesters in the middle of this road, law enforcement would come from both the north and the south and kind of trap everybody in the middle so they don't have anywhere to run. They don't really use it for mass arrests in Portland. I haven't seen it, but in Oakland, I know that they've arrested upwards of like 150 people at one time by kettling them in such a way. There's a member of the ACLU and a member of the press being told not to approach any further. Cops tried to push them back even further, but ACLU and press held their ground. Looks like we've got a police barricade on Washington over there, like 106.
Continue moving north. Move to the north now. Disperse from the area.
Thanks. Yeah, I do my best to stay hydrated. Very keen to that. Yes, I am wearing a full face mask.
Move to the north
No, it's a 3M
now.
respirator mask.
Disperse
It's
from the area.
like a professional gas mask, but it works really well though. Wall of press here.
Move to the north now.
Walk, don't run. Shield up front of your shield. Walk, don't run.
Officers are taking lawful action. Stay back. Officers are taking lawful action. Stay back. Officers are taking lawful action. Stay back.
Walk, don't run. Walk, don't run.
Smells like tear gas right here.
We're moving.
Protester down.
Get onto the sidewalk now. Remain on the sidewalk. Get out of the street now. Officers are taking lawful action. Get onto the sidewalk now. Remain on the sidewalk. Get out of the street
So
now.
here's where the police are filming.
Taking lawful action.
There's been quite a few complaints about that, especially from the ACLU, who are currently suing them over the use of filming a mass crowd of protesters under, police are not allowed to surveil a crowd or surveil people without proper criminal cause. So it's kind of like a gray area. There's criminal activity occurring in the crowd, but not everybody, so they're surveilling everybody. It's kind of one of those things.
Drink some water. Drink some water if you need water. Get some more if you need some water.
Officers are taking lawful action. Stay on the sidewalk.
I think we just saw a couple more arrests being made at that front line.
Remain on the sidewalk. Officers are taking lawful action. Do not interfere and remain on the sidewalk.
I think they're telling people to remain on the sidewalk, actually.
Remain on the sidewalk. Officers are taking lawful action. Do not interfere and remain on the sidewalk.
Yeah, that's kind of where like the catch-22 of it all is. And I think that a lot of people that, since the protests have been started on May 29th here, what's been happening is that you have a majority peaceful protest with a few people, like 2% of the protests that are willing to like do some more direct action, confrontational tactics against law enforcement. And so what we ended up seeing though immediately is that police didn't really distinguish at all, take any means to distinguish between people that might have been there to peacefully protest and people that were, the small percentage of people that were there to do more riotous actions. And so what happened was that the police just indiscriminately ended up literally beating people, macing people, using tear gas left and right, flashbanging massive crowds, regardless of what their level of involvement was. And so that, I think, is a big reason as to why there's like so many protesters out here that don't really care if people are doing more riotous acts and are willing to stand with them, even if they're peaceful protesters, because everybody knows that it didn't matter to the police if you were a peaceful protester or not. If you were in the street, you were a target for their violence. So now I think you see a lot of people that are like more down with the riotous actions. And like aren't really dismayed by like fires being set and things like that at this point.
Jordan Hollingsworth, that's his fucking name. He lives at 7038 North Lobo Avenue.
Yeah, the loudspeaker guy, he's definitely, he's got a job. I think that he says a line and then he'll like record it and then he'll use that recording over and over again. But it is pretty funny when you hear him get exasperated. So I think we're on the corner of 108th right now in Washington, where the police have set up their riot line on the western side. Over on that side of the street is Stark, where Stark is a one-way and Washington's a one-way. And then we've got several hundred protesters back here in the street. Looks like police have blocked off this neighborhood over here. Well, I'm not sure that I'm acting like a victim, but I will tell you that on at least 5 separate occasions I've been a target of police harassment in my life. And I've never really been much of a criminal. I was a big proponent of ending the prohibition on marijuana, and so I engaged in civil disobedience in that regard. But the war on marijuana is an unjust and immoral one. So I stand by my conviction on that. Society has definitely come along with me in that regard.
Now, move to the east. Move to the east now.
You know, oh, what the fuck, dude? Fuck you! You just shot me in the hand. Fuck your face.
Get on the sidewalk and move to the east.
Actually, pretty close to my nuts, too, if I would say so myself. Who the fuck shot that? Who's got the gun? You're all baton bearers. Who's got the gun? Was it this asshole? You just shoot me? Never the press, motherfucker! If I find out who shot that and bring it in, it's an injunction to your face.
Continue moving east. Continue moving east. Get on the sidewalk and move to the east. Continue moving east. Continue moving east. Get on the sidewalk and move to the east.
I'm really proud of these moms.
Okay.
This event is still ongoing.
Shoot me in my hands, will you? Pieces of trash. They deliberately targeted me. There was nothing but press. I was surrounded. We were all press, and they fucking targeted me, shot me in the hand. So I'm wearing gloves. Thanks for targeting the press again. Whoever did that, you're a piece of shit.
Feel good?
You feel proud of yourself taking gas in this like that?
Pumped up? Helped beat some citizens? Had a good time? Enjoying your overtime hours? Think your shit's still working? Think you're not hitting the grocery store working? Are you?
Looks like they successfully got most protesters off of the road. Most protesters have merged onto the sidewalk at this point.
Stop the crime. Think about it. When's the last time you helped someone not get hurt? Seriously. How often does it happen? Has it been a week? 2? A month? Has it been a year?
This guy's firing.
Have you ever really helped anyone?
This is a piece of shit.
Ever once in your career? You shooting it. How much do you like coming in here and hurting people? You shooting. How much more fun is this than your regular job? Really?
They're just like taking pot shots essentially at the people that are in the street over here. I have my ID around my press pass right around my neck, right here, and I hold it out constantly when I'm in the crowd. And I was with a wall of press. I was on the end of the wall of press. Looks like they've got some officers holding the line here, and they've got people falling back. And no, my press pass is issued by the Secretary of State of Oregon. Thank you very much. Doesn't matter if it's an NPPA ID or not, it's a legally binding press pass. Several organizations can issue press passes, governmental, institutional, nonprofit, state agencies. Although what the law enforcement is trying to do is trying to make it so that only the ACLU can issue press passes for things like this, which is a total crock. Because putting the power of issuing press passes into one authoritative body is a just inherently poor idea for freedom of the press. I might have just been throwing frozen eggs. Not really sure. No, but my official credential press pass makes me press, you fucking idiot. I'm really, I'm just so amused by the people that like, oh, just you're no press. Whoa, we're just gonna smear you because we're a bunch of idiots. And protesters are advancing. Police have just fallen back. There's quite a line of traffic on Washington. Got a lot of residents coming out of their homes to see what all the hubbub is about. Oh yeah, there's still quite a large crowd of protesters behind me, several hundred in the street.
You guys move along.
They forced all the press off the street, like pushing us, yelling at us, and then they put the caution tape up and told us there was a suspicious package of emergency. But they didn't make any of the residents leave.
Huh. Yeah, I just got shot in the hand. I was standing with all press and they shot me in the hand with a beanbag or something. And I was like, what the fuck? Literally here with all press pass out.
No, they don't care.
No, they don't care. And that's what I've been saying all along, is that they do not care. Yeah, I mean, a big part of the reason why I'm out here is because I saw the assaults on journalists across the country, and I saw the blatant assault on the First Amendment. And anybody in this stream can say whatever the hell they want, but that was a blatant and unquestionable assault on the First Amendment of this country. And if you have any care for the Constitution whatsoever, you would realize that. But a lot of people are just partisan idiots willing to drink the Kool-Aid of whatever party they fall in line with, and not willing to critically think for themselves.
That's not down the main road?
Yeah, 111th will take you to the backside, like the eastern side of the park.
You might want to roll your windows out there, see us guys.
I have ace bandage inside.
Yes.
They've been down there. They've been down there.
There they are. They're across the street.
So then they let us go. We were walking back to Carmen.
Yeah, my hand is definitely swelling, so that's fun.
Please repeat last over.
I'm not aiding and abetting by documenting what's going on out here.
Under the trees, you know, because they know that they can't get tagged with any fines from standing directly under them bushy trees. Smart, man. They ain't that stupid. They ain't that stupid. They learned it. No, when they showed up with industrial grade leaf blowers, and they're like, man, we ain't above co-opting our enemy's best strategy.
Well, actually, I did go to school for journalism. I ended up with a history degree instead, but that's just how my course went. So I have a degree that's relevant to the field. I have a state-issued press pass. And actually, the way the First Amendment works is that the press is free to any person who wishes to be the press as someone who collects and disseminates information via any form of medium. So that includes pamphlets, that includes writing for a newspaper, that includes writing for a blog, that includes if you have an audience on social media, that includes streaming. I saw the 5 motorcycle cops pull in there and block it off when protesters were marching, but I don't know.
They're confronting a guy who has a swastika on his shirt over here.
Protesters are?
That's what someone just said. Wait, what's going on over here?
Well, I'm actually going to start working with KBOO, which is our local independent radio station here, and start volunteering with their news program. But it's kind of like, regardless, I've been doing a lot of research into the history of independent press and media, and this smearing of independent journalists has been a thing for as long as journalism has been a thing. And so what I want you to think about is that in 1770, when Thomas Paine was printing out pamphlets to pass out to people, considered one of the most influential members of the press in our country, maybe, considering those pamphlets were what was disseminating information to the citizens of the colonies to stand up against British oppression. Did Thomas Paine have a journalism degree?
AC shut!
All of a sudden, I'm surrounded by hundreds of protesters. If you can name me a journalist that's not biased, I will buy you a cake. I'm not doing anything different than what Fox News does, or CNN does, or MSNBC, or Breitbart, or OANN, or any other heavily biased news network. Good point, Noah.
And he got out today, right?
What? I got here right after the first push.
You know what's going on over here? It's all different things. That's why I was kind of making my way around.
No, they just arrested someone, but we don't know, like the people whose car they arrested them right in front of, didn't know who they were, so we don't know who they are.
Oh, weird. I also heard a report that somebody with a shirt or something like a swastika shirt. I haven't seen that happening, so I haven't been able to confirm that yet. Well, that's just it. I mean, I haven't participated. I have just been observing and documenting. So I think an arrest was made over here, but We're not really sure who or why, if it was protester related. I mean, I imagine it must have been. Some people were trying to say that it was not protest related, but I would be very surprised if that were the case. I literally did start yelling at them after they shot me in the hand, which is swelling now, it is in pain, because I was targeted, and so I am going to yell at them and call them out for targeting a credentialed member of the press who was not participating but was documenting.
Dead pigs! Get the fuck out of here!
Yeah, well stated, Brad. That's exactly right. And I'll add a little addendum onto there that also with state-issued press passes, journalists and legal observers actually do have the right to be in areas of closure that are not accessible to the public. But the police are allowed to sort of dictate to a degree where press can and can't go even in those circumstances. Like, for example, if it's impeding with an ongoing investigation or something like that, they can tell press that they're not allowed in even with their credentials.
You don't know who the fuck the ops are. You don't know who the fuck is against us out here. So watch your front, watch your back, watch your side. I got your back.
So it looks like the police have taken off from this street. The riot van just left. Still got lots of protesters kind of chilling in the intersection here, like in between Washington and Stark.
Doesn't your arm get tired? Why don't you have like a shoulder strap or?
I kind of switch off.
What?
I kind of like being able to just like toss it into my pocket really quick if I need to.
Yeah.
Instead of like.
Can you film while it's in your pocket? Can you film while it's in your pocket?
Yeah, if it sticks out, it does actually film a little bit for sure. Not if I have it in sideways mode though, I guess. I think I might be able to take my gas mask off now.
Yeah, yeah. Nope, smelling a little bit of CS gas on my bandana. That's always fun. Looks like a car blockade has been set up here on Stark heading west. Looks like a small march led by the small wall of moms contingent, the Black Moms United for Black Lives. And it's time to get over there. Cutting through a little park. How's it going tonight?
Good, how are you?
Doing all right. Cheers, cheers. Got the moon rising over here. Check that out. I guess it doesn't show up too well on the feed, but looks nice here.
Yeah, you said it was like his first time using it.
Yeah, I know. Definitely.
There's a bee. Bee brigade. Oh, looks like the police have set up their line over on that side. It looks like I should probably get my gas mask back on.
Secure your backpack. Safe to be
All right, mask up.
Masks on.
Okay.
No good cops and racist system.
No good cops and racist system!
No good cops and racist system.
No good cops and racist system!
No good cops and racist system.
No good cops!
This is still a riot.
This
Your
is
order
the
to
protest process.
failure to do so could result in arrest or citation.
This is the protest
To the use of
process.
impact weapons, tear gas. Disperse from the area now.
Listen. This is a protest hero. I am not special for all this guy, but I will spirit.
Oh! You even fucking
Fear
goddamn
the God.
bastard!
I don't
Get
care
out of
you
here.
as a fear God.
We live here!
This
Oh, I got them. How do you feel, you pieces of shit? You still hate yourself? And go fuck your wife with your 2-inch dick.
This is the Portland Police Bureau. This gathering has been declared a riot. All persons near East Precinct need to leave to the north now. You are ordered to disperse immediately. Failure to comply with this order may subject you to arrest or citation, and may subject you to the use of crowd control agents, tear gas, and/or impact weapons.
People are just standing here!
Move now. Disperse from the area now. Move. Move now. Disperse from the area now. Move. Move now. Disperse from the area now. Move. Get out of the street. Get onto the sidewalk. Disperse from the area now. Get out of the street. Get onto the sidewalk. Disperse from the area now.
I actually recognize this young woman. She was part of some of the organizers that led a small march out of the Gateway neighborhood a few weeks ago. A really excellent, completely non-violent, peaceful march.
Get out of the street, get onto the sidewalk, disperse from the area now.
Leave her alone!
Get out of the street, get onto the sidewalk, disperse from the area now.
Looks like they just launched one of those green smoke grenades.
Continue moving east. Disperse from the area. This is a riot. Disperse from the area now. Continue moving east. Disperse from the area. This is a riot. Disperse from the area now. Continue moving east. Disperse from the area. This is a riot.
The young woman is still in front of, she's a mother as well. And she is just like right up in there.
Move to the east. Move now. Move to the east. Move now. Move to the east. Move now.
Find the area, let's go! Force will be used against you, hurry up!
Failure to disperse could result in arrest or citation, the use of impact weapons, tear gas, and riot control agents. Disperse from the area now.
Protesters have turned south on a side street. Looks like police are going to hold their line at the intersection of Washington.
Failure to disperse could result in arrest or citation, the use of impact
like
weapons, tear gas, and riot control agents. Disperse from the area now.
Seems like a decent crowd of press and protesters on that side of the corner. Someone's kicked up some old school hip hop. Seems like a remix of Fuck the Police. Hard to see on the stream, but I think there's still a fairly large crowd of protesters down this side street. And I saw a lot of protesters dip down one of the previous side streets a little bit west of here as well.
Go this way, you're dropping that shield right where it is. You're not going past with that shield.
A resident's come out who's on the corner over here yelling at protesters to get the fuck out of his yard. They're stepping on his flowers. Oh well though, you home safe, bud? There's the call for the retreat.
You push everybody in a residential neighborhood so they can fuck up every property.
Mark, get the fuck out of here!
Yeah, what's up?
Get the fuck out of here!
I'm at Stark and 115. Alright, yeah, there's an old guy in the yard yelling at people in his yard.
NWA queues up. The traffic getting backed up.
I got exactly what I wanted out of that. Yeah, that's exactly. We got him on video earlier. We were yelling at him a while. Yeah.
I'm not trying to.
Oh, you're good. All right, well, lots of traffic backed up, that's for sure. We're on Stark right now. I'm not sure what the cross street is that they got pushed down. It might be 114th, maybe? I'm gonna take my gas mask off, cool down for a second while I got the opportunity. Oh. There's the moms over there.
Oh yeah, love that. Like people have blocked off this street. I don't know if that was tonight or if that was for another reason. But yeah, hundreds of people, and they're all like kind of sticking to the sidewalk too, which is pretty impressive actually, for given how many people are over there. Looks like they are in one lane of traffic out of 2 lanes on the eastbound side of Stark. Looks like protesters have stalled. You too, stay safe. Well, they lit a fire in a trash can outside the front door. That's funny. I would love to send you this article that I just read. I don't remember if it was what magazine or what newspaper actually. Saying that right-wing extremism has been linked to like 369 murders in the past 25 years and murders related to far-left extremism, 0. Facts are hard to take in, I know, when they disagree with your predetermined bias. So angry for light up wheels. So if anybody wants to do a little Googling, a little sleuthing, if you look up the article headline, right-wing extremism linked to 300 murders in past 25 years, I bet it'll pop up pretty quickly. It came out just in the past couple of days. If you wanted to link that article here for everyone to see. Take this opportunity to hydrate. Google isn't factual. Well, if you want to go down that route, what source would be factual, if not a professionally written article with professionally cited sources and research data. But then again, I forget that we live in an age where a huge chunk of the population doesn't like to believe in science or data or research or facts, and instead just choose to drink extremist news sources. If you want to link some evidence to support the 5 dead Dallas police officers, because I haven't heard of any police officers that have been murdered, certainly not in relation to the protests. The only one that I know of was a federal protective agent, maybe, that got shot and killed in Oakland, and he was shot by a Boogaloo Boy, a far-right extremist, trying to use the protests as cover to incite racial violence. Nice. Thanks, Noel.
Guys, guys. Guys, listen. Please come over. Please come over. Please come over. Anyone who wants to buy, come with me, please. Anyone, let me know where is our location.
Yes, we are on Stark, and maybe like 109th, something along those lines. A lot of streamers are really conscious to protect the anonymity of protesters. I would say that it is respectful to request permission in any situation to record someone's face, even if it's not in a high-risk environment where that person might be targeted by law enforcement. And then there are those critics who say that the news should be filming everybody's faces because they're supposed to be objective and non-biased, and that by not filming their faces, you are aiding and abetting criminal activity. I disagree with that. I think that it's appropriate to ask consent to film anybody or to photograph anybody if you're going to be photographing their face and their identity. So there's that.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
How bad is it? In what regard?
Like kind of fucking people up or what?
They definitely made several arrests, but there's a few hundred people over here that are now regathered and marching again.
Honestly, I just didn't know if they were fucking like tossing tear gas or fucking some shit.
Oh, they definitely tossed tear gas and shot a bunch of munitions, and they didn't use too much tear gas. It was pretty minimal, but a little bit. Do you know what's going on down there?
I have no idea. Like honestly, I came back over here from 148. I had to walk around. Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I was walking towards this way, and the cop was all, "We will shoot you with the tear gas right now." I'm like,
oh jeez.
I'll go around.
Yeah, I was like, okay, no need to tell me twice.
I walked around from the park right there and just walked around.
Oh, right on.
I was like, yeah. I'll find my way.
Good on you, man. Cool. Stay safe tonight.
You too.
I'm gonna try and get close to what's happening with all those cop lights right there.
We also work in this building.
Looks like those are police in there. I believe that's a neighborhood, or I mean a apartment complex, but I guess that's 108th Avenue, maybe. It's all dark in there. I think that they are waiting to intercept protesters. We've got a large crowd of protesters here to the east of everything, and then this line of riot cops.
This event is still a riot.
I think that they came out a little bit earlier than they wanted to because there was a smaller crowd in front of the bigger crowd.
An arrest or citation. Disperse from the area now. This event is still a riot. Disperse from the area. Failure to do so could result in arrest or citation.
Oh, lovely moon tonight.
Disperse from the area now. Continue moving east. Disperse from the area now.
Oops.
Continue moving east. Disperse from the area now. Continue moving east. Disperse from the area now.
That's a lot of cops. Yeah, the Imperial Death March is playing once again.
Disperse from the area. Failure to do so could result in arrest or citation. Disperse now. Disperse from the area. Failure to do so could result in arrest or citation. Disperse now.
Most protesters turned south, down 113th Ave. There's some moms backing up behind down this side street. That was a really impressive maneuver by the protesters, moving as a group for the most part. A couple of people didn't turn. What's that? I don't know. I think this is the same. I think this is the same corner they were at before. I hope you can hear that protesters' announcement box. The same one that's been playing the Imperial Death March. Rage Against the Machine, another popular choice by the protesters. There's only a group of like 15 protesters on that corner over there.
Because I'm on the sidewalk,
No one makes money when the violence stops. Hate brutality's the way to make a criminal crop. Blood in the gutters, how to rich, but it ain't right at the top. That's why it's what happens when you
Pumpkin plant. Watch out for the pumpkin plant.
Move to the south now. Disperse from the area.
You are pushing people onto private property.
Continue moving south.
You look like the actress from that show Shameless.
I'll take that.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm not. I don't. I'll take it. There are many actresses in that show.
The redhead one.
I'll take it. Ah, these are thorny. I hate plants with thorns. You're on the sidewalk now. I hate my skin.
There is no sidewalk.
Disperse from the area.
People are being ordered to walk onto the sidewalk, but there is no
Has been
sidewalk.
declared a riot. You're subject to arrest or citation.
Hurry up!
Disperse from the area. This incident has been declared a riot. You're subject to arrest or citation.
Hey, Sergio.
This incident is still a riot. You still need to disperse. You are subject to arrest or citation. Leave the area now.
Keep moving, let's go! Let's go, let's go! Move! Move!
No.
Get on the street! You, press! Hurry up! Go! Hurry up!
This incident is still a riot. You still need to disperse. You are subject to arrest or citation. Leave the area now.
Get out of the street, Fred! Out of the street!
This incident is still a riot. You still need to disperse. You are subject to arrest or citation. Leave the area now. This incident is still a riot. You still need to disperse. You are subject to arrest or citation. Leave the area now.
Get out of here, move! Dress the line, dress it up!
Woo. A lot of protesters up there. Cops holding their line right here. We're on 117th and Morrison. Jeez. Do something south. A lot of protesters on 117th here, or Morrison, I guess. I think a lot of protesters probably broke off into the side neighborhoods in that push because the crowd is significantly smaller, and that's going to be a more successful dispersal than the PPB have had tonight earlier.
He's a piece of shit. I want him.
Really?
I have a picture of him smiling last night.
Yeah, a real piece of trash.
Real piece of trash.
I recognize him. I've seen him being violent as hell before.
He's consistent in his shittiness.
Yeah, the shitty ones usually are.
You shoot people, you run them over. You shoot people and you run them over. You shoot people and you run them over. You ran over somebody's mother. She's out there on the ground. Y'all ran her over. Where? Phil Brown. Where? Back there. Fuck. Medikit. No, it's a med kit. What is he? Med kit. Wow. Med kit.
Hey, we need a medic. They need medics. We need medics down here.
Help me.
I got you. What can I do to help you?
They don't care. They like to hurt people. They like to hurt people. Thank you. You're a hero. They help people. Are they only there for you?
You guys fell. You guys pushed. 78 push. Where is he?
This is the Portland Police Bureau. This is still a riot. Disperse from the area now. You are subject to arrest or citation if you do not leave. Leave now.
It's having the right to assemble without being beaten down by a that targets everybody.
Where does arson fall into that? Where does arson fall into that?
I don't see any fire.
Why am I part of it?
I don't see any fire.
Well, apparently wrong thing punished because one person lit a fire.
This is the Portland Police Bureau. This is still a riot. Disperse from the area now. You are subject to arrest or citation if you do not leave. Leave now.
Hey, make a hole! Make a hole!
Yeah, no, it was it was weeks ago.
Is everybody okay?
Hey, get back! Move! Move! Get out! On it! Thank you.
Early, run up!
Oh, this is Oregon State Police. I didn't realize that. These are all state troopers.
You're walking in the middle of
I see any protesters ahead of the line of cops. I think they're just making sure that there's nobody gathered down here still. This mother is
Move to the side of the road. Do not interfere with the officers.
Get on the side.
Why? You get off the road. I'm not doing anything to you. And I'm not going to trespass. I paid for this road, just like you did. I have every right to be here.
That's because you guys have no idea where you're pushing because you're dumb. You push to a gravel road, you feel intelligent? I hope not, because you fucking stupid.
And OSP just pushed down to the end of this road, the corner of 1115th and Morrison. Protesters, looks like they've dispersed on their own, maybe down this dirt road. This is 115th.
Move to the right. Move to the right.
You're right or I'm right?
No, I think.
We don't want you here.
You're such a badass.
They were letting the cops on the other side.
I don't remember your name, but are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I don't know what they fucking threw at me.
Is it just, it didn't burn or anything? It's
No,
just marking?
I think it's literally just paint. Like they just threw paint at me.
Oh, weird as fuck. I don't remember your name, but I helped out at the Gateway March you guys did a few weeks ago.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, of course. I'm trying to, are you guys planning on doing any more of that?
We are. We had to take kind of a break.
Yeah, with the federal invasion, it kind of fucked everything
Yeah,
up.
I kind of was just downtown all the time,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I literally haven't planned anything.
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
was like, this is my fucking neighborhood.
Totally,
I'm
yeah.
coming out.
Yeah, for sure. Is there any way to keep...
I'm on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to interrupt your life.
Yeah. What's is your name? Easy to remember?
It's Regina Rage.
Regina Rage?
Yes.
So just
and
like I think
it's a
it would
girl
be?
with an afro and a Samuel L. Jackson t-shirt.
Sick. Put it on. So R-E-G-I-N-A.
R-A-G-I-N-A.
R-A-G-I-N-A.
Yes,
Regina Rage.
the only Regina with an A.
Cool. Right on. Hell yeah. Thanks. I'll find you on there
Yeah.
for sure. So I'm Robbie.
Oh, nice to meet you officially.
Yeah, you too, for sure. Good work out there tonight. You're
Thank
fucking
you.
killing it.
Everybody's a bitch when I haven't had my water.
Alright, I'm gonna take my mask off.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I get heated and I take mine off.
Oh, no, you're good. I'm just sweating up a storm here.
Woo! Jiminy Christmas.
You know what I'm about to see? Is you gave
Yeah, what is that? Three solid pushes before midnight? That's impressive.
Yeah, well done team.
You can tell they haven't been out as much. You know, they're still got a lot of
Yes. Oh my god, there is fucking armor. Fuck that.
I've been doing eggs tonight. Congratulations, obviously someone never had a fucking sibling.
All right. Well, I guess I'll keep this stream going since we've got so many viewers. I am just on a dark side street. I think we're on 103rd or 114th. And whatever street is directly north of Morrison. I just want to give a quick shout out. I see a lot of people that like to say that the people out protesting for racial equity and justice against what is clearly an oppressive and unbalanced legal system, calling protesters children and kids and things like this. I just think that that's very laughable considering the anti-mask movement, in which those are definitely a bunch of childish adults thinking that they're like being oppressed because they're being asked to wear masks so that they don't spread a deadly disease during a pandemic. And they took over state capitol buildings with assault rifles. And the police did not respond in the same way that they've responded to leftist protesters demanding racial justice. The hypocrisy is vast. You know, I disagreed with the anti-mask movement, and I thought that it was awfully stupid and childish of them to be out there gathering in such large groups, obviously making a pandemic worse. And, you know, the argument could be said that having so many racial justice and equity protesters in the streets is also bad. Holler! Stay safe! Small groups of protesters walking here and there throughout these side streets. But as much as I disagreed with the anti-mask movement, I never once spoke out against their right to assemble in such a way, even when they stormed the Capitol buildings with assault rifles. Because that's their given right as Americans, to assemble and to protest if they feel that they have been oppressed in such a way. I would argue that requiring people to wear masks during a pandemic is far from the oppressive nature that Black, brown, and indigenous folks face from an indiscriminate and murderous law enforcement on a daily basis. But there's that. Oh, I'm super high on Jolly. I'm jolly as fuck out here. I'm kind of just looping around. I'm parked kind of near here, but I kind of want to see if anybody's regathering anywhere. I kind of doubt it. That was a pretty successful dispersal. Yeah, true. I'm probably gonna loop back out to Stark over here in Washington, and then. Is that pretty close by? Yeah, it's just a block.
But like close by precinct?
Yeah, the precinct's just on the other side of this park right here. All looks quiet inside of Floyd Light Park, which is where protesters gathered earlier. So we're back out on Stark. Protesters got pushed all the way to back there. And I believe got pushed onto maybe even 100 and... Is that 122nd that they got people all the way? No, it wasn't. I don't know what street that was. Maybe 118th, 116th, something like that. So I'm back on Stark. I don't really see any groups of people gathering. So like I said, I would be surprised if there was a regroup after that. That seemed like a pretty successful dispersal of everyone. Have you all seen any larger groups of people gathered again?
Huh?
Have you seen any larger groups of people come by? Or
No.
yeah, they're all just like lots of lingering people coming
Your
through.
press, who are with?
I work with a local nonprofit called Grassroots Activists International Association. We're just kind of more on the ground to make sure that there's not any blatant abuses of power by the police. But I'm also corresponding for Ground Level News, which is an independent media based out of Salt Lake City. Yeah.
So everybody here is from out of state?
No, I live here. My friends just started an independent media company in Salt Lake, so I kind of linked up with them via the internet. Yeah. Okay, stay safe. Sorry about the ruckus tonight. Yeah, so most likely just a bunch of people straggling back to their vehicles, if I had to guess. I think that a decent amount of people might have parked literally like right next to the precinct. There was a big parking lot across the street. Probably, strategically speaking, if you're a protester, not the smartest thing to do. But this was the first time that the East Precinct had been targeted for a protest. So a lot of people were probably unfamiliar with the area. Looks like a few small crowds of protesters hanging out on the north side of the street over here. Oh yeah, I was calling this the Northeast Precinct. This is the Southeast Precinct. Whoops. We're kind of right on the dividing line. Burnside is just a block north, and that's the dividing line between North and South Portland. I just realized that I messed that up. Excuse me. You think that was a pretty successful dispersal there?
Hey.
Yo.
Is your car in there?
No, I'm parked on a side street.
Well, because that's how we actually drove through the fucking park and drove out onto 111, I guess.
Oh, really?
So
So they have...
to let people know that actually if you go down 111, you go down 111, you walk through the park, maybe get into your car, and do what we did and drive out through the fucking park.
Do they have
Because
107 blocked off?
they're not gonna let, I was even in there with the news crew and they were being really mean to us, but they actually let me through. They let them through, but then they wouldn't let us leave.
Oh,
Because
that's
the
weird.
bomb squad just arrived. No, have you seen this?
No. The explosive device has been left outside East Precinct. Oh, wow.
So this is why everything is blocked off, you guys.
So apparently the Portland Police Bureau have issued a statement saying they have reason to believe that an explosive device was left outside of the East Precinct. That that would be an interesting development. There have certainly been no bombs used as of yet. In downtown, officers, after when the federal officers were still here, the CBP, after they had cleared out Lonsdale Park on one evening, the Portland Police Bureau went through the park and claimed that they had found a bag containing assault rifle ammo clips and Molotov cocktails, covered in the same red paint that was being used to throw at officers to cover the officers' uniforms in paint. They were met with a lot of suspicion for that, because people were claiming that it was very convenient that they just found this bag in the middle of the park unattended to. So they've got, I believe it's 106th. They've got 106th blocked off. The bomb squad is here.
What are you talking over there?
And it looks like they've got an investigation underway. It's marked off as a crime scene right now. And I think that's probably going to conclude the coverage for this evening. 3 pushes by the Portland Police Bureau before midnight, and the third one was Oregon State Police were involved in the third push. I'm not sure about the first and the second push, if it was Portland Police Bureau or Oregon State Police, or a combination of the two. Most likely a combination. But it looks like 106th is shut off.
I don't think they're really going to focus people pregnant.
And on that note, I'm going to sign off. Thanks for sticking around, everybody, and tuning in.
That's what I just did too. I'm like, it's time to go, guys.
It's time to shut it down. Everyone stay safe out there. Have a great night, y'all. Peace out.